Okay, so today I thought I'd start a new thing on my channel. Like, I've never done a series before on this channel. Closest thing to a series I've done is the MLG Harry Potter videos. But yeah, today I'm going to be starting a series called Last Month This Happened. And it's basically where I quickly round up some of the things that happened in the last month. So, it's essentially like Will's This Week on the Internet, except monthly. So exactly like This Week on the Internet. And for everyone out there saying, Memulous, how dare you copy Will Any? Scum. I got permission from him, okay? Right, but anyway, jumping on to our first topic of the month, and I reckon it's probably the biggest. Right, so Jake Paul, what hasn't this boy done in the last month? Just to list off a few things, he got in a bit of trouble for doing things like starting fires in his pool. That could easily burn down his whole neighborhood if they got out of control. He then went on to apologize to his neighbors who were pissed off at him and recorded their conversations without their consent, which is actually illegal to do where Jake lives. And then to top it all off, he essentially showed exactly where rapper Post Malone lives by recording the outside of his house and then showing it to his millions of fans. Like, how brain dead can you be? And he's probably done a lot more aside from them three things, but to be honest, I really don't give one. But worse than all of those things combined, probably, during a news interview, he decides to be proper edgy and climb on top of a news van.
Jake, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't crawl up there. Why?
Oh, you're well solid, you, Jake. And then after that, proceeded to dab and say the phrase, "What are those?"
I have one question for you. Yeah? What are those?
Okay, now, I'm no legal expert or anything, but I'm pretty sure in the current year of 2017, that's illegal. And if it's not, then it definitely should be. But it turns out if you put Jake Paul in your title, you pretty much guarantee views, so, yeah. But anyway, after seeing the success of Team 10 over the last couple of months, I've decided to start my own team. A better team. Team 100. And the 100 has to be a 100 emoji. It can't just be the numbers typed out. Like, I made a tweet about this maybe a week ago, and a lot of people thought I was joking. I'm not. Like, I got the Team 100 house sorted and everything. So if any YouTubers out there want to join Team 100, then be sure to hit me up. Like, we've already got people like Chip in the team, and KSI recently left the Sidemen, and I can only assume that's because he wants to join Team 100.
Way!
Okay, now this probably started before July, but it's something that I've seen become bigger in the last month or so, and it's the Guess the Age Challenge. If you don't know what the Guess the Age Challenge is, then basically it's where a couple or a small group of lads sit round and look at some pictures of girls and say things like, "Oh yeah, she's well fit, I bet she's 21," and then she turns out to be like 9 or something. So it's a kind of a little bit like people outing themselves as nonces. I mean, not really, but still, it's a little bit weird. And the thumbnails of some of these videos. Like, we got this one here from Phase Adapt, and it's... And then we got another one here from More Wolfie, and it says she's 10. Well, yes, she looks about 10. How old did you think she was, Wolfie?
You're boring. You don't sound Nigerian at all.
Right, okay, now this next thing isn't something that like went public or got big or anything, but I just found it hilarious. Okay, so basically the building I live in has its own Facebook group, and it's mainly used for people to ask questions. But sometimes on this group chat, an absolute gem pops up. Like, for some reason, a few people in my building get so pissed off at the tiniest of things. It's just hilarious. Right, so we got this guy here who made a post. It was at the end of June, but I'm gonna count it as July. But anyway, he says, "Saw this Deliveroo guy entering the building with his bike. I stopped him and asked him to leave his bike outside. He replied, F off, I always take my bike inside." Which is true. I always see Deliveroo drivers walk in with their bikes. And do you know how many times I've started on a Deliveroo driver because of that? Never. I don't know who actually cares. I took a picture of him and he attacked me by trying to grab my phone. Oh, that sounds like a brutal attack, that. Surprised you weren't hospitalized. Anyways, I push him out. Like, this guy full on started a fight with a Deliveroo driver because he bought his bike inside. Some people just need to get a grip. Later, the security guy arrives laughing, and I ask him to stop laughing as this is a serious situation and I'm doing his job. You're not really though, are you? You're just being a bit of a prick. According to him, I can't stop him from laughing and that he was doing his job. We need to get serious on security here. And then he just attaches a picture of the Deliveroo driver's back. Like, he looks like a proper threat, he does. And then another guy commented on his post saying, "What harm was he causing? Sorry, I think you should have let it go." And then our mate who made the post originally replied with, "Would be no harm either if had a terrorist walking in Deliveroo uniform with his bike. Maybe people can even drive in." Oh yeah, he's got a good point here. You know that big bag they always carry on their backs? You think that's your Nando's in there, right? Wrong, it's a landmine.
21.
Okay, so the Emoji Movie came out last month, and it did somehow even worse than I expected for a movie called The Emoji Movie. Like, I wasn't exactly expecting it to be a 5-star movie, but Jesus Christ. And some of the reviews on IMDb for this movie are just, I've lost my will to live. If cancer was a person, this would be it. This movie should be considered a crime against humanity. And the Guardian posted a review simply titled, The Emoji Movie Review, The End of Human Civilization as we know it. Now, I was going to go see this movie as a joke, but from what I've heard, it's not even one of them so bad it's good movies. Apparently, it's just awful. Like, I've heard there's a 20-minute long dance scene at the end. 20 minutes. Now, whoever thought the Emoji Movie was actually a good idea genuinely needs a life sentence. But the best thing I've seen come out of the Emoji Movie is this news article. Police are hunting a man allegedly caught masturbating during the Emoji Movie. To be fair, I don't blame him. Do you guys remember MS Paint? That thing you use in primary school to draw squiggles and then fill them in? Like, I swear that's the only use that software has. Well, apparently it was shutting down and the internet was in absolute uproar about it. Even though it's essentially useless. But apparently it's not actually happening. So yeah, that was something that happened.
Twitter's an awful place.
Okay, now I found a couple of things on Twitter last month, so I thought I'd include them all in this little section. Right, so first of all, we've got the account called McDonald's Hong Kong, which was an account that popped up last month, and it did bits. Like, this account would tweet out a few things that an official McDonald's Twitter would tweet out, and then they post things in between like, where is my son? They took my son, and I want to quit. She left me. Now, this account was somehow so convincing to the official McDonald's that they genuinely thought it was real. Incredible. And also on Twitter, I came across this account called Dark Stock Photos, which posts some incredible and really useful stock photos. Like, we got this one here of a man looking at kids in a park, whatever this is, and my personal favourite, one of a man tipping a disabled woman into a swimming pool. Right then. And finally, we have this tweet here, which probably got sent to me a solid 50,000 times, and it's a tweet from Jeremy Clarkson that says, dab on it wagwan, kiss, 100 emoji, and then he's attached a picture of him dabbing. Beautiful. Right, but anyway guys, that's the end of today's video, and I hope you did enjoy it. If you want to see another episode of Last Month This Happened, then be sure to leave a like on this video. Let's try and get 35,000 likes. But anyway guys, as I said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to subscribe and smash that like button.